to those old lies. Follow your dreams, you'll see what you can be when you believe. Never give up on your dreams. That shining good your world can be. Reach for your dreams, believe you can be what you wanna be. Follow your dreams and you'll see that shining good your world can be.
Yes. But no. You see, Felsberg has this idea. Like, he was thinking, all right, instead of having, hired hands or handy hands turning the toys around, what we do is we just talk about the toy and then, do a close-up on the toy so we get a better look at it. Yeah. So I figure if I do it first, then I'll say Felsberg stole it from me, Yeah. Of course I love taking credit for things I didn't do. Right. Do you see how that works out? Nice, right? Yeah. Oh, wait, they're here. All hail the Gubzlef army. And what have I for you today, my friends? Well, looky here. It is LG14. Transformers Legends Ultra Magnus. Oh yeah. And it's looking pretty fantastic. I love those colors. Yep. It looks great. I'll do a comparison with Combiner Worlds Ultra Magnus, which was a review I already had done. But then Felsberg's like, well, why don't you just do this one and then just do the comparison rather than doing two separate reviews? And, I was kind of like, wow, Felsberg, you're a moron, but that actually kind of makes sense. Why should I do it twice? I mean, I'm all about the easy way. So, yeah, let's do this new idea I have of taking a close look at the toy and checking it out. But I'm telling you right now, I like what I see. So, hired hands, push that button. Now we can see the entire box. LG14. Car carrier to robot. Takara Tomy. We turn it to the side. We get a pretty good look at truck mode looking down, and there is Alpha Trion. Spin it around to the back there, hired hands. And there you see, you have the logo, Ultra Magnus, of course, showing Alpha Trion inside Ultra Magnus. And then, of course, at the bottom, those, super deformed thing, a comic book, which I'm looking forward to see, because those are insane. And then a very nice picture, right back there, of Ultra Magnus, Alpha Trion. And, of course, the top, which, I got the huge glare, but right here. So you can take a look. So there it is, a nice quick view of the box. Now let's get them out of the box and do the comparisons. Let's do this, hired hands, and good job. Very nice. So here's the instruction book that comes with Ultra Magnus. Very, very cool picture. I really like this picture that they did. And then right here is his profile with a cool picture from the actual toy. If you read Japanese, please pause and read it. If you don't, you can just look at the Japanese right there. They come around to, of course, the picture of Ultra Magnus and pictures of Alpha Trion. And right here, the tech specs, which Felsberg loves. So let me do that because he asked. All right. His strength is a 9. His intelligence is a 9. His speed is a 6. His endurance is an 8. His rank is an 8. His courage is a 9. Fire blast is a 6. And the skill is an 8. So there you go. But nobody cares about those things. What we care about is what ridiculousness is going to happen in the comic. So there you go. You've got, man, I don't know why. I just love that Megatron right there. It's awesome. He's got a little dinosaur head. Maybe it's because I have little dinosaur arms. But right there, it looks like Megatron is messing with I again. And we got Rat Trap. And look over there. Who's the janitor? I don't know. Oh, it's Alpha Trion. Okay, and he's talking about things. Over here, and here comes Ultra Magnus. Right there, transforming. And Ultra Magnus. And he wants Alpha trying to go inside, but he doesn't want to for some reason. I'm not sure. So there you go. He will not go inside. Then A sees I being attacked by Armada Megatron. And so then I jumps inside of Ultra Magnus. Ridiculous. So there's I. Right here. And then the ending. It's ridiculous. And of course at the end you have the femme fatale. So there you go. You know, I don't know if I like these, but I have to see them. It's kind of like a train wreck. So let's go to the toy now. Firstly, let's take a look at the two characters that came with them. I keep wanting to call them minicons, but they're not. For the Legends, you have Alpha Trion, and for Combiner Wars, you have Minimus Ambus. And of course, Alpha Trion is based off of the G1, character who was like a mentored Optimus. And just to show the color difference, all the details get blurred out, but remarkably, his head seems to show really clearly, whereas here, you can barely tell the head is there because of the darker color. Also, there's a distinct difference between the white on the Takara, and it's kind of an off-white for the Hasbro version. So there they are, side by side together. Very nice. I really like these little guys. I think they're fantastic. Now, hired hands transform. And so, very simple transformation, but very satisfying. So it's just based off of you push. The legs are just going to flip around really easily. Like that. And I will say that Alpha Trion is much tighter jointed than the Minimus Ambus. And Minimus Ambus is from the IDW. I mentioned what Alpha Trion. Minimus Ambus is from the original G1 cartoon. No, sorry. Alpha Trion, the original G1, and Minimus Ambus is from the IDW comic book series. And he is the current Ultra Magnus, because he is a load bearer, which means you can add on to him. He is a load bearer spark. You can add on to him and improve him. So he became the new duly appointed, the duly appointed enforcer of the Tyrest Accord. Yes, the current Ultra Magnus right here. And the details on this figure, actually, you can really tell it more so from, of course, the Takara than the Hasbro. The paint jobs and the paint apps on the Takara, they're very minimalistic on the Hasbro version. But the Takara version, lots of details, and they help to pop the figure. I'm just really impressed with the face. I thought they had changed the face a little bit, but actually no. I think it's just a sloppy paint job on Minimus Ambus's face that throws it off. But really, really fantastic. Just show the back real fast. So if you look on the back, there you go. So let's go on to Ultra Magnus. Here is the Takara Legends Ultra Magnus and the Hasbro Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. And you can see the differences right away. Big difference, the amount of blue. There's a lot more blue in truck mode on the Takara Ultra Magnus. More red on the Hasbro right there. And you can also see the difference in the color. This is a much deeper blue than the Hasbro version. And the same as the Minimus Ambus and Alpha Trion, Ultra Magnus has a really pure white, whereas it's just like a tinted white. It's just off. It has just a certain, I don't know, a more warm, I guess it'd be like a more warm gray kind of white than, you know, this just pure white. And of course, Hasbro painted the wheels, which always looks fantastic. Much darker reds for here, whereas here it's, you know, matches, but it's just a lighter red. The weapons for the Combiner Wars are black, but in the Takara version, the weapons on the side here are white. I'll just turn this back here, move them back a little bit. See if we can try to get some of this in. It's kind of harder than it looks, people. Harder than it looks to get everything in. So if we try to do this like this, yes. And I just threw in, you know, Street Smart. No, Streetwise. I always want to say Street Smart. I played that game way too much in my day. But yeah, you could really see how the blue just travels throughout the whole thing, whereas for the Hasbro version, red, then to the blue. A little bit of paint apps, and just really, really looks very sharp, very nice. All the way around. If we go to the side, again, the weapons being white instead of black. And for Ultra Magnus, you'd probably be amazed, but for Ultra Magnus, I do think the weapons should be white, because that's just the traditional colors for Ultra Magnus. And if we look at the back, you could see the paint app differences. A lot more paint apps on the, on the Takara. Well, not a lot more, but it has more. And especially the red. Here it's really dark. Here it's much lighter on mine, almost a pink color. Yeah, and then of course they painted here, and they didn't paint here. And that little touch of red, instead of using the white plastic, just helps to pop the entire thing. So, and of course you can pull down, hold on a second, you can pull this down and make everything fall apart, and yeah, you know, to back out the figures for your playtime fun. And I think, yeah, man, Streetwise does not want to come out of here. There you go. Yeah, so you can go and have fun using them as trucks. Yeehaw! So, yep, let's get these guys transformed. Now, to begin the transformation of Ultra Magnus, first thing I do, unpeg the arms up here, move them forward, separate them, flip them down, and of course push forward, come over here to the arm part. This part flips up this way, and then accordions back down right there. So same thing over here, push through, up, flip it there. So right there, the first thing I like to do is the arms. Next, for the legs, move out these side pieces right here. And then we're going to go and flip out these pieces here, because we want to get his chest piece out. It just makes it easier. There you go. So we just pop these guys out. And then we're going to go take the legs and flip them down. Pull them down this way. So you have this. Once we do this part, then we're going to take the leg, and this piece here pops into here. Like this. Now, one thing I will say. The Takara version works perfectly. My Hasbro version did not. When I got my Hasbro version, right here where that connection is, there was a little rise there, and it would not allow, like you'd have to pull it out. You could pop it in, but then when you put this part in, it never connected properly. If you take a razor and just trim, it's right, see where this line right here, you know, that little raised part there. On the Hasbro was too big on mine. If you just cut that down a little bit, trim it down. Then the Hasbro will look like that when it's done and connected. His foot, flip it around, just thought I'd throw that in for free. Wait a minute, this whole review is free. What am I talking about? The only one who's getting paid is you, hired hands. So flip it forward. And this is a fantastic transformation, I must say. I really, really do enjoy it. And there's nothing better than a great transformation. So again, we tab in the back of the legs here and here. Now we come to the back truck, pull it down, so you do that. Now we're going to go untab the cab, flip it around. Now we have this. Of course we can go open up the front of the cab here, flip it down, pull out. Now we can pull out Ultra Magnus's head like this. And so there we have Ultra Magnus. And then of course there's a super cool gimmick. And I do think it's cool. You can take Alpha Trion, or of course the other guy, Minimus Ambus. You can put them inside, sit them down in the little seat, close it up, and then there you go. And put that in there. And of course tab the chest closed on Ultra Magnus. There and there. And there you go. Ultra Magnus. All tabbed up. All ready to go. And looking fantastic. The only thing left to do, of course, would be to put on his shoulder missiles to complete the look. Fantastic. So now let's do a nice comparison of him and the Takara. Or the Takara and the Hasbro. What am I saying? He is the Takara version. So here we have the two Ultra Magni together. The Takara version here and the Hasbro version over here. And this is where you could look and say, wow, you know, these guys are really similar. And it's true. If you go from the waist up, the differences are small. You know, when you go here, well, that's dark gray, painted all the way. That's a little bit of silver. Little darker here, lighter there. The antennae are painted white. You know, he's got that little bit of black on that crest. Whereas over here, you know, just all blue. The eyes are a little bit bluer. Over here, you can hardly tell they have a blue tint to them. When we're looking at these guys, a little bit of yellow here. So really, both Hasbro and Takara did a great job when you go from here up. But when you pull back, that's when you really see the difference between the two figures. And so if we just go and move these guys back a little bit. Oh, and I don't know why I left that missile launcher on just one arm. Alright. Move both of them back. And then we move the camera back, because otherwise, if I don't move the camera back, we'll never see the whole. And there's where you see where Takara just kills Hasbro. Totally kills Hasbro. There's no, you know, you really can't say, oh no, they're about the same. No, big difference. I mean, just look at that compared to that. It's like they did a great job and then they got lazy. All right, that's enough. And then they stopped working on it. You know, that's really how it feels. You know, they just, okay, he forgot to put on his pants today. So, just really, this is where the Takara just kills the Hasbro version. You know, when we go, put him to the side, and him also to the side, you could just see, even on the side, the differences. I mean, especially the wheels. I mean, it's such a simple thing. Painting the wheels makes a huge difference. When we look at the back, we could see how unified the Takara is. On the back, it's just perfectly unified all the way through, and it really makes the Hasbro look unfinished by comparison. So yeah, that's all the comparison we're going to do one-on-one. Now, the other things we need to go over. as we move in close. Things that we can talk about real fast. One of them is the weapons he comes with. What did he come with? Well, he comes with 2 missile launchers. And if you look, can you tell which one is the Takara? The Takara is the white one. So of course, it's easy to tell. Hasbro, this is a Takara. And you know, you can put them on the shoulders. Like this, same thing. It's like I don't know how well it shows up on the camera, but in person you can instantly just tell which one is which. Now, he comes with a gun here, this gun, it's in white instead of black, and this gun here. They both go together like this, and I'm just going to borrow the Hasbros, and then you just go and would plug in this over here, this here, and it's hammer time. So then you just open it up. If you look, the little slots are there, you just slide it in there, close it, and he's got a hammer, which is pretty good when you have more than one of them. So right there, Ultra Magnus looks fantastic. And just in case you were wondering, Hasbro's came in black. Same exact guns. As far as articulation, the head will go left and right. You're not going to get up or down on it. 360 below the shoulder. It goes here, opens up so you get the shoulder out. 90-degree elbow. His fingers open up, close. When you get to the hips, it'll only go back that far, but it'll go forward all the way. And a very good knee, and he's got tilt on his foot. So there you go, if you're wondering, how can I pose him? So, there he is, Ultra Magnus, Combiner Wars, and of course the Legends version. Now let's go to the final thoughts and we're done. So, what are my final thoughts on Legends Ultra Magnus? And of course, you know, Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus. Well, it's pretty easy. They're both fantastic figures. I mean, it's just a well-designed figure. The transformation is fun. It looks excellent. I mean, just really, how do you get better? I mean, and actually, if you're an Ultra Magnus fan like I am, this has been the year of Ultra Magnus. Think about it. We got Ultra Magnus, the Masterpiece Ultra Magnus. We've got the Combiner Wars, and then we had the, Transformers Adventures Ultra Magnus, which was, you know, the Beast Hunters Ultra Magnus in proper colors. And finally, to end the year, we get Legends Ultra Magnus, which, you know, I really have to say is fantastic. Of course, my favorite this year, wow, you know, that's tough. Because while I really love the Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, I gotta say that, man, I really do love this Legends Ultra Magnus. You know, it's like I really liked Combiner Wars, but the Legends one just really, man, it knocks one out of the park. So you want an opinion, I'll give you mine. Legends Ultra Magnus is fantastic. If you haven't bought the Combiner Wars Ultra Magnus, or if you're an Ultra Magnus fan, well, you do well to pick it up. Because not only does it look fantastic, I mean, it just feels right. This figure feels good. Yeah, it doesn't have any problems like QC. All the joints are nice, tight. And when you pick it up, it just feels right. You know, I've got to say, with the Combiner Wars, it kind of felt a little light. You know, I don't know. It just might be my imagination. But really, the Takara just feels like a more quality toy. So it is fantastic. Pick it up. If you don't have it, go tell Santa. You know, Christmas is coming. Just be like, hey, Santa, give me a Legends Ultra Magnus. And tell him, if that doesn't work, say Gubzlef said to give it. If that works, let me know, because then I'll start bossing people around using my name. Yeah, so, great figure. You should buy it. And all hail the Gubzlef army. And before I go, if I don't see you again, I have to say Merry Christmas. Enjoy yourselves. Eat a lot of food. Enjoy family and friends. Open a lot of presents. Especially ones that aren't yours. Yeah. You know, find out who has a good present. Swap the name tags. That's what I do. So, enjoy your Christmas, everyone. Have fun. Gubzlef out. Yeah. Pretty good, right? Right? Oh, you don't get off on Christmas there, hired hands. Now, what do you think? You're going to go back and visit your family? Come on. Somebody's got to clean my room and my shoes. And I don't know, I'll think of things for you to do. Yeah. Think of yourself like Cinderella. Except you get paid menial amounts of money. Yeah. Oh, wait. Why aren't you hitting the button? Oh, I'll just grab the button myself. Come on. Can't believe this. You know, it's Christmas. You should work harder for me. Great figures, though. Really great.